We're going to turn now to the war in Ukraine. Overnight, Russia pounding Kyiv with missiles and drone strikes. This as President Trump attacked Ukraine's President Zelenskyy after he pushed back on a U.S. proposal to end the war with Russia that calls for Ukraine to give up territory. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Rad is tracking the latest on that. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, George. These verbal assaults on Zelenskyy come as Russia, which launched the invasion into Ukraine 3 years ago, overnight launched another massive attack.
Overnight, Russia pounding Ukraine with missiles and drone strikes, rocking the capital, Kyiv. The attack is the deadliest in the city since last summer, leaving at least 9 dead and more than 70 injured. This while President Trump is reigniting his war of words with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, demanding Zelenskyy accept a U.S. proposed peace deal that heavily favors Russia, prohibiting NATO membership for Ukraine, and forcing Ukraine to surrender territory Russia seized since its 2022 invasion, and Crimea. Zelenskyy said, "There's nothing to talk about. It is our territory, the territory of the Ukrainian people." Lashing out on social media, Trump warning Zelenskyy can have peace or he can fight for another 3 years before losing the whole country. The man with no cards to play should now finally get it done. Later, in the Oval Office, somewhat softening his tone.
As soon as they agree, the killing will stop. But, yeah, I think they went well.
President also saying he believed Russia was ready to sign, but that is not a surprise since Russia would benefit. This is the territory Russia would annex in the deal currently on the table. Ukrainian officials saying they are ready to negotiate, not surrender. But the White House is demanding this deal be final and is doubling down on threats to abandon negotiations.
We've issued a very explicit proposal to both the Russians and the Ukrainians, and it's time for them to either say yes or for the United States to walk away from this process.
Trump says he is still hopeful for a deal, but Zelenskyy says there is no way he will accept the one on the table right now, George.
And Martha, we have new details on security breaches by Defense Secretary Hegseth.
Well, Hegseth, of course, is under fire for using the Signal app for what sources say was detailed information about military attack plans for Yemen to his wife and others. And this morning, the Washington Post is reporting that he had the app installed on a computer in his Pentagon office. Hegseth spokesman denying he ever used Signal in the office on a government computer. Of course, they've denied that there is anything wrong with revealing highly sensitive information as well. George.
Right, and it could have been a personal computer in his office. Okay, Martha, thanks very much.